Hey there. Mostly this is an excuse to try out a new video recording setup, but I did actually need to record a couple of videos of a particular machine and a behavior that I'm seeing to help work out and with some folks. So what am I talking about? Well, let's talk about the machine. So this is a IBM PCjr, kind of a quirky little machine. Mostly a PC, but it has a bunch of specialized connectors. Everything uses these square pin connectors, so you need a bunch of adapters for things like your video cable and your keyboard, etc. Otherwise, it's pretty normal as a computer goes, and there's a long following of it. It has this nice little expansion port system that goes on. Anyway, there's a whole fan base around them. And these machines operate off of an Intel 8088, pretty standard at the time. And there's this project out there from MicroCore Labs called the MCL86jr. So this uses a Xilinx Spartan 6 FPGA and some SRAM to be a CPU replacement and memory upgrade at the same time. And one of the things it can do is also run in a turbo mode that gets higher performance. But I helped out a person with assembling a bunch of these, and we started to hand them out to a couple of folks and got some reports back that there were problems, and been going back and forth with MicroCore Labs and various owners of machines. I didn't actually have a PCjr, so one of the owners actually lent me this particular machine, and this way I can actually test and demonstrate what's going on and hopefully find out what a fix for it. But I need to record like what's actually happening. So let's switch over here to screen capture the machine. So if I turn this on and it's in a stock configuration, we should see it boot up with 128K of RAM. And I have a copy of Microsoft Flight Simulator 2.0 in the floppy drive. So it'll take a moment here for it to actually start up. Okay, now we have some options here. We're going to say it's an RGB monitor. We're going to say we're in a high resolution for color mode. And we're going to go into demo mode with the PCjr keyboard. So we're not going to do the whole 40-minute demo, but essentially the demo for this is a takeoff from Meigs Field in Chicago. And as you can see here, you're sitting on the runway. So that's asphalt coloring. You've got the line, the edge line on the left. You've got a center line, the dashed line on the right. The plane tips down as we actually go to start our takeoff. Now you can hear the throttle increasing and you start to see the lines move. You see a crossing taxi pattern. We start to shift over the runway a little bit, and eventually here we'll take off. And once we're up in the air a little bit, the camera will switch back and you will see that center white line is the tail of the aircraft. And there you can see the rendering of the airfield. Notice that there's water around it, but that there's a grayish pattern for both the asphalt and the ground around the space. So anyway, this is enough to illustrate the problem. So this is how it works on a normal system. So let's go ahead and take this apart, and I already had the cover partially removed. These machines are really cool because they're highly modular. So we're just going to take this apart very quickly and pop our CPU out. Okay. And as I said, this is a CPU replacement, so we literally just plug it in there. There's nothing particularly special about it, no setup required or anything. There are some indicator lights that do a little Larson scanner Cylon pattern, but that doesn't actually indicate anything other than the FPGA started up and is running the configuration correctly. We might need to use those as a debug later. So let's switch back over here. Okay, so now we've got that accelerator in. Now in theory, this is in its normal mode, and we should be able to boot up and see exactly the same behavior with Flight Simulator. Now we will note, because this does have the RAM expansion, it should show full 640K when it starts up. Cool. And booting up. Okay, so same thing. We're going to do RGB monitor, high res 4-color mode, demo with the PCjr. Okay, now this is, do we want to speed it up by using the extended RAM? I'm going to say no, just to try to keep things consistent. It doesn't actually matter for whether we get the rendering mistakes or not. So again, this is going to start at the takeoff at Meg's field. Now notice already that there is blue here. There should not be. It should be entirely gray. Also notice that the center line appears to draw from starting at the right point, but draws off at a weird diagonal off to the left instead of straight down. And as the plane starts to take off, you know, the lines actually move correctly, vaguely, and the other center line here actually seems to draw more correctly, but the edge lines are wrong. And we'll take off, and it'll do the reverse look, and we'll see that, for example, the water is just drawn in all the wrong locations. The airfield starts to look more correct, but like clearly there's a bunch of miscalculation going on somewhere. Not just like a video rendering problem, or you know, video output problem, because it's literally like the diagonals should not exist. It's very much like a coordinate drawing problem. So anyway, that's all I really wanted to capture to share with some folks, but this gave me a good chance to exercise my capture setup and gives me a chance to throw this video up online. Cool. Thanks.